having trouble understanding preemption. Can you explain it to me?
Yeah. Well, preemption is just basically whether federal law should supersede state law.
Okay, the FDA approved Phenergan's label in 1955, so how could they have broken the law? I mean, I thought federal laws were more powerful than state laws.
Well, for preemption cases, it all depends on purpose and objectives of Congress. So the court uses legislation to interpret what Congress intended.
So in this case, they would use the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act.
Sure.
Okay, Wyeth had two arguments. First, they argued it was impossible for Phenergan's label to comply with both the FDA and the state requirements. The laws would conflict with each other.
That depends. How would they conflict?
Okay, well, apparently, there were 20 other cases of gangrene caused by Phenergan. The state said the company should have changed their label a long time ago through a CBE. This doesn't require FDA approval, and because they didn't do that, Levine lost her arm.
Well, why didn't they do that?
Well, according to the company, the FDA had already discussed this topic, and you can only use a CBE for newly acquired information. Any changes without FDA approval would misbrand the drug.
Okay, well, what did the court say?
The court reviewed the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act and determined that Wyeth misunderstood what it said. The manufacturer is and will always be responsible for drug labeling. Since there were previous cases of gangrene, Wyeth should have reported it as new analysis of previously submitted data to increase the safety info. The state requirements wouldn't have conflicted at all.
Okay, well, that makes sense. What was the other claim?
Well, Congress uses the FDA to enforce Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. So any FDA actions or approvals are federal law. But the jury decided that Phenergan needed a stronger label. Wyeth argues that the jury's decision isn't what Congress intended because you can't replace the FDA's expert judgment with people who don't understand the drug. Coming from a science background, I kind of agree with that.
Well, does it say that in the act?
Well, yeah, it says that federal law will preempt state law for medical devices.
Well, is there one for prescription drugs?
Well, I mean, no, not exactly.
Okay, well, that's the thing. There's clearly one for medical devices, so Congress definitely thought about this issue. They didn't include a preemption provision for drugs on purpose.
Okay, so for medical devices, federal law will preempt state law, but not for prescription drugs?
Yeah.
Levine got $7.4 million.